Welcome to the Empower Women in Menopause podcast with your girl, Trudie German. I'm an online personal trainer and wellness coach for women going through perimenopause. Over here, we talk about all things perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal, and how to thrive through this transition. We speak openly and candidly about what going through this change really consists of, the good, the bad, the ugly, and we also dismiss a lot of the myths or all the myths and talk about how this change affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and professionally. So let's get into this week's episode. Hello, gorgeous. It's the middle of the day. This episode is gonna be all about protein. How you doing? You already know how excited I get for these podcast episodes. But before I get into this one, I need to rant a bit. Like, for those of you who don't know, I live in Toronto. It is June. Today, this episode is being recorded on June 10th. And I am in a sweatshirt. Like, this weekend was cold in Toronto. And I'm like, what's going on? But you know what? I'm going to make the best of it. I will take anything over snow. So this podcast episode, we are going to be talking about, I am going to be talking about protein. I want you to understand why you need protein and the importance of it. So every podcast episode that I record for you, it's always based on conversations I have either in my DM over on the gram. If you're not following, come on over. Train with Trudie, Trudie. Conversations I've had with women in consultations. If you want to book yours, we're going to make sure the link is below. Or conversations I've had with actual clients of mine. And I realized protein is still a taboo. In episode 24, I think it was, when I spoke about some of the things that you definitely need to do during this stage if you want to get rid of and keep belly fat off. Protein was included as one of those important things. And as promised, I did tell you that I'm going to be diving deeper into protein. So here goes. All right. To ensure we're on the same page, I definitely want to define protein. I love defining things because I want to make sure we're on the same page. So protein is a macronutrient. The other two macronutrients are carbohydrates and fat. And let me know, comment once you've listened to this podcast, if you want me to also do episodes talking about the importance of each, because I think all the macronutrients get a bad rep, right? So it is a macronutrients and it has a lot of purpose. We need protein. You need protein. Your hair, your body, your nails need protein. Everything need protein. Every cell in your body is made up of protein. So protein is made up of amino acids, right? Just think of a whole lot of beads being strung on a piece of thread, just beads, right? Just think of it like that. I want to break it down as simple as possible. It is made up of amino acids. There are 20 essential amino acids. So of those 20 amino acids, 5 are non-essential. We make those. Then we have 6 that are conditional. And then there's 9 that are essential, and we don't make those. We only get those from food, and those are very, very important. I'm not going to get into the specific names of all those 20 amino acids. You don't need to know them, to be honest with you. So what I am going to do right now is tell you why you need protein at this stage, the different functions that protein have in your body. So one thing protein does, it helps to produce hormones. Now, when you think about it, at this age, hormones are erratic, especially progesterone and estrogen. Those are the dominant ones in females. Those are not the only hormones we have, but those are the dominant ones. And I know for a lot of us, when we think about estrogen or progesterone, we simply think of them as the sex hormones responsible for periods and, making babies and, of course, perimenopause. But they have so many other functions. And I keep saying this, but eventually I will get around to doing an episode dedicated specifically to those two hormones. So something that it does, it helps to produce hormones. So hormone, when it does that, it sends signals from one cell to another. For example, it'll send insulin, which is a hormone. It's secreted so it can control blood sugar. Another thing that protein does is it makes enzymes. Enzymes is important to your body, especially for digestion. Enzyme is what breaks down our food. So, if we are not breaking down the food, then we're going to have another problem, right? So, it's responsible for chemical reactions in your body, like digestion of food and burning fat. So, if you don't have enough proteins, if you're not eating enough protein, you won't be burning fat. And this is something that I see with a lot of women who come to me. Heck, I even have girlfriends who are trying to lose fat and they don't eat enough protein. And they have me and they get to use me for free, but they make up excuses. But I'm just at the point because, they say you can't be Pharaoh in your own land, but whatever. But if you're looking to lose belly fat, definitely you want to be adding protein. Another thing that protein does is it transports nutrient to the correct tissues in your body. In addition to transporting nutrient, it also stores them, right? So, for example, it brings hemoglobin that comes from your lungs. It brings it to your cells. Same thing it does for ferritin and stores iron and releases it when your body needs it. Protein is also important for DNA replication. So if you're not duplicating, if you're not making enough, if you don't have enough protein, your DNAs are going to be screwed. Another thing protein does, it has structural protein, which is responsible for things like your skin, hair, and nails. That's where keratin comes in. Then it also have the elasticity, so your skin don't look loose. It kind of have that tight look. And the next thing is, of course, collagen for muscles, tissues, muscles, bones, and cartilage. So outside of fat loss, I am sure you realize by now how protein is important. I remember when I started experiencing perimenopausal symptoms, this was about 3-4 years ago, I didn't fully understand it. And it sounds so ignorant saying this for a woman who is also helping other women. And this is why I'm an advocate of women eating protein. When you're eating one meal a day, you're not getting enough protein. When you're doing intermittent fasting, you're not getting enough protein. When you're stressed and have no appetite to eat, you're not getting enough protein. And you may be not eating enough food because you want to lose fat, especially belly fat. And you'll find you're gaining belly fat as opposed to losing it. And even if you're losing it, so many other health issues. Because my question is this: what's the point of losing fat if your hair's falling out, if you are filled with wrinkles, if your nails are dry and brittle, right? Because this is what protein does. Protein helps with these things. It helps to transport and store nutrient. It helps with the structure of skin, hair, nails, and muscles. It helps your hormones. It helps to produce hormones and send signals. It helps with digestion and other process. So think about if you're not getting enough protein, what's happening? Your body is not functioning properly. So because you're probably listening to this because you're interested in losing fat, and I did mention that protein definitely help you to lose fat, let me go and dive in and talk about that for the remainder of the podcast episode. So during perimenopause, estrogen is dropping, right? And it makes it harder for you to burn fat and build muscles. So if you haven't been doing anything since you entered perimenopause or even before you entered perimenopause to help you build muscles, you're here because you're a woman currently going through perimenopause, right? You feel lost, confused, you're constantly tired, moody, anxious, and grumpy. You don't recognize yourself, but you want to feel vivacious. You want to feel energetic. You want to feel sexy and happy, right? You want to feel like yourself again. Well, if this is you and you're ready to start feeling like you again while going through perimenopause, then I am definitely here to help you with that. Let's schedule a free consultation and let's chat and see how I can help you. Just go ahead and check the description below and the link is there. Continuing to do that, it's going to be harder and you're going to lose muscles. And of course, you're going to gain more fat. And at this stage, you're going to gain it around your midsection because, as I've mentioned in another episode, at this stage, you have more cortisol receptors right around your midsection. So when you're turning whatever muscles you do have, when you're not working to build them, they're being turned into fat, and of course, right around your midsection. So that's one of the reasons why it becomes harder to burn fat during menopause and build muscles. And remember, lack of muscles, you are going to be storing fat instead of burning it. This is something I see a lot of women do. Okay. So you start gaining belly fat. Okay. So you start exercising more. You're gaining more belly fat. You start exercising more and you start cutting your calories. You're eating less meals throughout the day. You're eating less portion size. You've made your portion size smaller. So now you're working out harder. You're working out more and you're eating less. And you notice, hey, you're gaining fat around the midsection instead of losing it. Now you're frustrated. That's because your body is still not getting enough protein. Your body needs protein for just about everything. So when you're not eating enough protein for your body to function, it's gonna start taking it from other places. So you already have your hair, you already have your skin, you already have your nails. So it's like, okay, since she's not feeding me, since she want to do intermittent fasting, since she want to eat one meal a day, since you want to go, scarce on the protein and she's not giving it to me, I'm just going to take it for other things. Because remember, protein is needed for so many things: digestion, hormone production, hormone balancing, transporting, and storage. These are things you have no say in. So whether you like it or not, your body needs to complete these things. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself. I am just saying it in a different way because I want you to understand the importance of protein, not just for losing belly fat, but for your overall health. So you can start having more protein on a regular basis. Protein's also needed to prevent osteoporosis. And as we age during perimenopause, we are at a higher risk of osteoporosis. And if my breath sounded different when I said that, it's because I am pumping the air. I can't pump the desk. I can't put my fist. I can't slam the desk because it's going to come through. But please, I want you to understand why you need it and for you to start having it. And of course, protein helps to build and repair muscles. The more muscles you have, you will not look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You will not look like Baby Hulk. What will happen is you will be able to burn more calories throughout the day. When you're working out, when you're walking, when you're sitting at your desk, when you're driving, right? Muscles burn more fat. It also helps to control blood sugar. That's what protein helps with the muscles to do. And this, of course, usually drops during this phase, once again, due to the decline in estrogen. I want you to think about your muscles this way, okay? So throughout the day while you're alive, you're breathing. Your heart is beating. You don't have a say in whether your heart beats or not. You don't have a say in that. All day, your muscles are being broken down. So while they're being broken down all day, you need to replenish them. This is why they always say you don't build muscles during the workout. You feel the burn during the workout, but you build muscles later because it's breaking it down. You work out, then it builds it up. Now, you need to break it. They're being broken down all day. So because your muscles are being broken down all day, regardless of what you're doing, you need to make sure that you're doing things to build it up. Because remember, protein requires functions that you have no control over. And if you are not feeding your body with enough protein, it's going to start taking what it needs from other places. So to make sure that you're getting enough protein, here are some of my suggestions. You know what? Before I tell you that, let me touch on some of the mistakes that I see you going through perimenopause doing. One, you are not eating enough. If you're not eating enough meals, let's say you're not eating enough meals. Let me be a bit more specific. You're not eating enough meals. You're eating once a day, you're eating twice a day, maybe, because either you're not hungry, either you are doing intermittent fasting, or you're counting your calories 1,000, 1,200, 1,500 calories a day, which is not enough. So you're not eating enough. Next up, when you do eat, you're not eating enough protein. I've seen women where, they have this big bowl of beautiful salad, and when you see the protein, 2 little tiny pieces of chicken strips, that's, you're probably going to think, oh, that's better than nothing, but that's not doing anything for your body. Your body can't use any of that. You need to be eating more. And another one is relying only on supplements, protein supplements to hit your protein goals. I want you to remember, protein supplements, it's like any other supplement. It should be addition. Yes, I myself use a protein supplement a few days a week, but it is a supplement. It is addition. My primary source is not coming from there. You want to make sure that you are getting your primary source of protein from foods. And in a few minutes, I am going to give you a list of few of them. But you want to make sure that your protein is coming from foods. So here's how you ensure that you're getting enough protein throughout the day. You want to be eating 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm not gonna go into the debate of whether breakfast is the most important meal or not. I am talking specifically to you, a woman who's in perimenopause, who is experiencing hot flashes, mood swings, insomnia. You can't sleep at night. You don't like how you look. You don't like how you feel. I'm talking to you who's trying to lose belly fat, and everything else that you do seem to not be working. Start having 3 meals a day. You want to make sure each meal have protein. Now, I'm going to touch on plant-based protein sources first. Yes, I'm going to touch on carnivores also. Some of the ones that you can definitely have: beans, legumes, spinach, lentils, tofu, tempeh, quinoa, nuts and seeds, chickpeas, broccoli, nut butter, right? So those are some of the plant-based ones. Even oats. Some oats have protein in it. I know Bob's Red Mill, they definitely have a great one with oatmeal, with protein in it. Sorry. Edamame, those definitely have protein, and those are plant-based. So those are for my plant lovers, my vegans, vegetarians. Now some lean protein with meat. Of course, we have beef, we have bison, we have pork, lamb, yogurt, Greek yogurt, of course, chicken breasts, turkey breasts. Also, if you have cheese, cottage cheese, if you follow me on the gram, you know for me that's ill, but it's very good and very high with protein. So you want to make sure that you are having at least 3 meals throughout the day so you can split up your protein. Do not have one meal a day and say, I'm going to have all my protein. No, you can't do that. It doesn't work like that. First of all, you won't be able to have the right amount because at this stage, you need at least 100 grams of protein. I promise you, you cannot sit and eat 100 grams of protein in one sitting. You need to be splitting it up throughout the day, eating every 3 to 4 hours. When you're also eating every 3 to 4 hours, try to keep it consistent because this will help with your metabolism. You don't always have to eat the exact same time, but try to eat as close to that time as possible. Each serving, you want to have about 30 grams of protein, right? So do me a favor. Remember, I did say that you're always breaking down protein throughout the day. So you want to make sure while you're breaking it down, you're doing things to build it up. One of the best ways to build up muscle so you can have more muscle and burn more fat so you can get rid of the belly fat is to have protein. Of course, protein serves other purpose, as I have mentioned before. So please make sure that you are getting enough protein. If you need help with, making sure that you're getting enough protein throughout the day, that you're eating the right protein based on your needs, not really the right protein, but the right amount, because having an egg for breakfast, that's not enough protein. An egg is only like 6 grams of protein and you should be having about 30 grams. So if anything, you should be having like 2 to 3 eggs and then some cottage cheese, or 2 to 3 eggs and then a protein shake. Because remember, you can supplement it, but please make sure that you are getting enough protein, not just to lose belly fat. Your nervous system needs protein. Your digestive system needs protein, right? So many different functions in your body depends on it. And something that I like to tell my clients when we work together, my goal as your coach is to help you be the fittest and the happiest you've ever been. I want you to navigate perimenopause and postmenopause with ease. And in order to do this, you need to make sure that you're fueling your body properly, because what's the sense? What's the point of having a flat stomach if you're getting sick every week? What's the point of having a flat stomach if your hair is just consistently falling out? All right. That's it for this episode, gorgeous. I hope you found it informative, and please do me a favor and share this episode with a friend. I forgot at the beginning to ask you to write a review and rate the podcast episodes. I'm on a mission. I really, really want to get this out to more ladies. And the more you rate it, the more you write a review, the more it'll help. All right. Au revoir. Bye.